Greetings from Sherburne, Massachusetts. My name is Jim Nealon. I'm a resident of Sherburne, Massachusetts. For 28 years now I've been living here. I'm a business owner here, and I'm a proud member of the Sherburne Business Association. The Sherburne Business Association is here for three purposes. We're putting on a series of interviews with different businesses who are local here to the Sherburne area. The businesses provide services and provide products here locally for Sherburne residents as well as the outlying communities. There are three basic reasons for the Sherburne Business Association. And I'm going to read a bit of what those reasons are for you so you have an idea of what the Sherburne Business Association is here to do. The first goal of the Sherburne Business Association, hand in hand with Sherburne, is the line that we talk about with the Sherburne Business Association. The first goal, we want to be a driving force within the local community to serve as many needs of the local businesses as we can, as well as the social needs of the community. That's number one. Number two goal of the Sherburne Business Association is to show our Sherburne neighbors what our local businesses can do for our community. And the third goal deals with being a clearinghouse for information with the local businesses and the local municipal laws, processes, and proposals as they may appear. So with those three goals in mind, the Sherburne Business Association conducts interviews with local business owners to give an idea to the local people in Sherburne what we can provide, the businesses can provide to the local people here in the community. So this morning we're going to go and talk with Mary Ellison, who's the proprietor and owner of Sniff Dawg, who has her shop in the rear of this building here, as well as Sniff Dawg Grooming, also in the same place. So we're going to go meet Mary Ellison now. We're here at the lower level of the building where Mary Ellison has her Sniff Dawg shop. The shop is next door to the Citgo station and next door to the Dunkin' Donuts, South Main Street in Sherburne. Her shop is called Sniff Dawg. She says it's the convenient spot for dogs to shop. So let's go meet Mary Ellison. Good morning, Mary.
Hi, Jim. How are you? Welcome to Sniff Dawg.
Thank you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your shop?
About myself, I grew up in Sherburne, so I've somewhat come back to town. I've been in dogs for about 13 years now. This is Harry.
Hi,
he's a Wheaton Terrier, and he's
How are you,
13 and a half years old tomorrow. Not tomorrow, next month. But he's kind of the reason, 13 and a half.
Wow.
He's kind of the reason that I got started in pet sitting. I started taking care of him when he was a puppy, and
that's wonderful.
And then it just took over, and I was pet sitting for years, and then kind of the next natural progression was to open a store.
Yeah.
And here we are, 6 years later.
6 years later, wow, that's a long time.
It is. It's been very fast, and it's been very slow at times. You know, it's one of those I can't believe we're here 6 years later. So.
And so, how is this year for you in Sherburne?
Very good.
Yeah.
It's great. It's been great since I opened. I have great customers. You know, people from the town. They're very supportive. They're very local oriented. So it's good. I enjoy what I do every day, and I consider myself lucky. So
tell me what your shop is all about. What do you do here? What do you have here? What do you sell? What services do you offer?
What do we sell? Kind of the philosophy behind the store is people need things to take care of their dogs. They don't need everything that's on the market. They need good things. Food, nutrition is the basis to keep a dog healthy and happy. So we have a wide variety of food. Constantly bringing in new foods for people. If it's convenient for them to shop here, then we like to carry it for them. Treats, everyone loves to give their dog treats. So we try and stick with the good ones that they like, that are good for them. Leashes, collars, canned food, we have toys.
So if I have a favorite, I've got a favorite thing that I want for my dog. Mm-hmm. I'm likely to find it here?
If you don't find it here, then we can talk about it, and if I can get it, then I'll definitely bring it in. I love doing that for people, and then that just becomes an item that we start carrying in the store.
Hey, we have a big dog. We have a
You have a cute dog.
And will you be able to provide food for him? Big dogs, small dogs?
Absolutely. There's so much food on the market for big dogs, for little dogs. Like I said, if I can get it, then I get it for people. And I have shelves that are just all special orders. And then other foods, it's food that people want me to bring in, and it just becomes part of the stock that I have all the time.
How about kinds of food, qualities of food?
Every level. There's different. I mean, you know, I think the food that's best for your dog is the one that they do well on, that they like. So that can be anything. It can be the most expensive on the market, or it could be a less expensive one. It's on the dog, and it's what people want to feed their dog, and I just go with that.
If I've got a dog who says, I don't like this food, then what can you tell me about that? Can you help me?
They could be picky.
Picky. Can you help me with a different dog food or different regimen or different
Absolutely. We do that all the time. People come in and say, you know, that food was great that you recommended for Oreo. It's been a couple of months and he's kind of turning off it. Maybe he's bored. You know, I'm not a vet. I don't dispense veterinary information, but you know, changing it up, you know, maybe 3 or 4 times out of the year isn't a bad thing. That can be a good thing for a dog, to give them the variety, give them a break from what they're used to.
What do you find in the snack field? What's happening in the snack
Natural.
field?
All the snacks are foods that people come in, the first thing they say is, my dog's eating better than I am. All the foods, the varieties, the bison, there's kangaroo, you can get rabbit, I mean, you can get everything. But in the treats, there are a lot of treats that people actually do eat. So there are ones that are marketed specifically that you can share it with your dog. And there are ones, I always joke and say, if I was ever stuck in here, I wouldn't starve. So there's good things, and there's a lot in like the supplemental field where there's oils that are good, like salmon oil that's good for the skin and the coat. You know, a lot of appetite stimulant kind of things. So it's come a long way. I think people might have the idea, oh, it's a little boutique-y store, it's probably all foo-foo stuff. It isn't. It's very basic in here. That's kind of my philosophy, and I found that a lot of my clientele, they are of the same mind. Just very good basic things that you need to take good care of your dog. What
do you find in the maintenance areas, such as leashes, such as toys, things like that? What do you do for that area?
The number one thing that people come in toys that they're looking for is something that my dog can't destroy. And the first thing I always say is they'll destroy anything if they want to. Their anatomy is such that they can destroy things. They have urges to chew. So there are toys that you can get that can help with that. You know, exercise is of course always the best thing. Tired dog is a good dog. But we do have toys, we do have chews that will help with that. They're always, you know, if you're going to cook dinner, you can put your dog with this in the kitchen with you and keep them occupied and safe. But it's fun. People like giving toys to their dogs. The dogs enjoy them. It keeps them motivated. It keeps them interested.
So what does Harry like?
Harry likes food. He likes treats.
He likes food.
He miraculously does not shoplift, which is nice. But he likes treats. He likes a lot of the treats that I have here. You know, I have treats for him that I keep out that I give to the dogs, and they like them, and then it becomes, you know, that can become a new treat that they like. So he's kind of a little tester for me.
Do you change his formula from time to time, what he eats from time to time?
He's a tricky one. We just found out that he has an ulcer. Most likely is an ulcer. So he's a little tricky with the stomach, so we don't vary it too much for him. But what I do is, in the family of foods that he eats, he rotates through the flavors. So one bag is bison, then it could be salmon, then it's lamb, and we do it that way. And he's been on the same food for 3.5 years, you know, the same family of food. So, and he's done very, very well on it for his age and his, you know, his little idiosyncrasies, if you will.
So what do you do when dog owners come in and say, my dog has an ulcer, my dog's rear end is not doing so well, or dog problems, his digestion's not well, you know, things like that. What happens then?
My first question would be, what does the vet say? Because there are a lot of veterinarian formulas out there that work really well for certain ailments. So it's always, what does your vet say? And if a lot of times the vets will say, just find a food that they like that you know will work for them. I always say keep it as stripped down as possible, not a whole crazy ton of ingredients. Maybe a basic chicken and rice formula. Some dogs, they don't do well with the grain. So, like for instance, the Wheaten Terriers, like Harry, they say the joke is the Wheaties can't have wheat. So he's on a grain-free food. So that really works for him. And a lot of times with the grain-free, you find a lessening in itching and hot spots and ear infections. So people are very happy when they, you know, it's great when they come back and say, wow, I noticed immediately in a few days that my dog isn't itching as much. You know, so it's always that. But check with your vet and then just stick to a good food. If you can't understand the ingredients, you might not want to feed it to them, you know. And there have been so many advances from when I was a kid. Our dog God only knows what we fed him, and he just went outside all day and came back, you know, and that was it. But now it's very different. There is a lot available for dogs that have different ailments.
So you're noticing trends in nutrition, trends in toys, trends in dog
natural. It's all going natural. A lot of the leashes and collars now, they have like soy leashes and hemp toys, and Made in America, that's another thing. A lot of recycled stuff. A lot of products that come out for dogs come from other products that are just recycled. I have the beds the beds that I love, that Harry has, that I sell a lot of. Those all say how many soda bottles they used to be. You know, it's a company that's very environmentally sound. And so I look at that in the companies too, and what I choose to bring in myself and just present to the public is the company behind the product. You know, what their practices are and what their sourcing is and how close they are to it and things like that. And my, you know, kind of my relationship with dealing with them, what that's like. Because that ultimately will be passed, you know, it comes through the consumer of how, if they have a problem, is it easy for me to deal with the company, that kind of thing, or send them to the company.
So who comes to shop here? Who are your clients?
A lot. Four-legged or two-legged?
Well, yes.
We have, it's a lot of local, a lot of Sherburne residents. They're all, I love my customers. I have everyone, you know, that comes in. We don't, it's a big difference between coming here and going to a big box store is you don't start over every time you come in. You come in, I know you, Winnie comes in, I know her. It's a lot of times it's a first name basis, or I remember their dog. I might remember the dog's name more easily. But they're good people, and they're people that want to do well by their pets. And it's nice when they come in and say, I'm having this problem, and they trust me. Mm-hmm. And I give that back to them in the form of, you know, just providing good products for them. I'm as competitive as I can possibly be with the big box stores. Mm-hmm. Being a single store, my buying power is different, but every week someone comes in and says, oh, this was $6 more at Petco, or these are more expensive, you know, at whatever. So, but they're good people. They're good, nice people.
Very nice.
So, I'm lucky.
So I notice in the back of your store you have a different operation, a different sign out front.
We offer grooming.
Sign?
Yes. We do offer grooming. It's very small. I have one groomer, Terry, who's fabulous. She does a really nice job. She's very gentle with them. She does a nice job, a thorough job. It's small, so it's not like your dog's going to get lost in the fray. You know, we don't have this big, huge assembly line coming in. There's adequate time and attention that's spent on each dog. And they're happy with Terry when they leave. They're happy with her when they come back, so that's always a good sign that they want to come back.
So maybe we could take a look at the grooming section and see what that's
absolutely.
all about. Is that okay?
Yeah,
okay.
absolutely.
Very good. So Mary, we're now in the, you call it the grooming room?
Yes.
The grooming room. We're in the grooming room. What happens back here?
This is where the dogs come to get all cleaned up.
Okay. And in Sherburne, do they ever need to be cleaned up?
They do. Oh. With all the trail walking that everyone does, they come in and say, my dog is in desperate need of a bath. Can you clean him up? And we do. We do a nice job on it too.
And so tell me, when the dog walks in here, what do you do?
The dog comes in, we get the information from the owners. We need the like rabies and distemper information from the vet. We find out from the owner exactly what they want done. Sometimes it's just a quick bath, other times it's a full-blown haircut. People get ready for summer months, then they want to keep it longer for the winter. So we get very specific information from them. They talk directly with the groomer. If there's any special things we need to know, if they have any injuries or ailments, any skin conditions, don't touch this, or they do this. So we try and get all the basic information so that the dog is as safe as possible and we can do what they want us to do.
So a bath includes the bath,
yep.
Includes what happens drying, includes yep. What's the process of
they'll
getting a
come
dog in
in,
full groom?
We'll get all the information, they'll come in, they'll get all brushed out, their nails get clipped, their ears get cleaned, we can brush their teeth if you want us to. And then they go into the bath, and they go into the bathtub. We use a recirculating bathing system. So it forces the water really deep in there down to the skin, so they get a really good cleaning. It's kind of like a massage for them too. And it makes for a quicker bath, so they spend less time in the tub, because that can be a little stressful for some dogs. Then they dry, and we use, a lot of the crates that we use are crates that people have at home. So they go into the crates. We use fans to dry them. We don't use heat dryers. So they dry, and then they get their final touches, whether it's a haircut or just a really good brush out. We have different kind of packages that we offer. If a dog has really dry skin, we can do kind of like a medicated or dandruff shampoo. If they have their own shampoo medicated from the vet, then we can do that. Sometimes those have to be left on for like 10 minutes. So we'll do that. The basic shampoo and conditioners that we use are hypoallergenic. They're very gentle. It's funny because Terry's been grooming for 25 years, and she always says, 25 years is the best shampoo I've ever used.
And Terry is your groomer?
Yes, yes. And she has been grooming for 25 years. She's really great. She's really gentle with them. She spends, you know, enough time with them. They're not here for too long. She gets a great job done. She wants to do a good job. So it's good, and more often than not, they leave. They're happy. You know, they're happy to come back in. They're fine with her. You know, so it's a good time for them.
A happy dog yields happy parents. Is
Yes,
that right?
absolutely.
I assume Terry's a good happy dog owner as well.
She has 2 dogs.
Two
Yep,
dogs.
she has 2 small dogs, and she laughs and says it's like the cobbler's kids.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, she does a very nice job.
Very good. Okay. So Mary, you've talked about cleaning up my dog after I take him in the Sherburne Trails. Now talk about grooming a dog.
Grooming a dog, people kind of use the term as an all-encompassing grooming, but there are dogs, we call them dunker dogs, where they're the short-coated, the labs that they just get put into the tub, they get clean, and then they get dried and brushed out, and they're done. And then there's other dogs like standard poodles or Wheaten Terriers that need like haircuts, where it's more extensive, there's different equipment that's used. So it's kind of different. Sometimes those dogs need more attention in between baths, so we have products like for, if they have longer hair, we have like dry shampoos that they can use or grooming wipes, something like that.
So talk about the products that you use during the grooming process.
The products we use, like I said, the different shampoos that we use, but then there's also different tools that Terry uses. So there's clippers, there's snap-ons, there's mat breakers, there's all different things, and it depends on the condition, the coat of the dog. A lot of times people think, they'll say, well, I have a dog that doesn't really need grooming. It is a good idea. What we've seen is, and I think it's pretty well known, a lot of times groomers do pick up on things that owners might not know are there. There could be bumps. I've had groomers tell me about bumps on my dog, and I'm convinced that I'm on that dog every day.
So health issues come to fore when you
They can.
start to groom a dog.
Ears, sometimes people don't realize, the vet, the groomer will say, wow, I saw a lot, in your dog's left ear, and then, they'll take a trip to the vet and say, oh, we got some medicine for it. Lumps and bumps, skin conditions. One dog, we noticed that his back leg was kind of funky during the grooming. It turned out he had herniated discs. So there is that concern, that when you do bring your dog in for grooming, it is somebody else getting their hands on your dog. So they have a little bit of a different perspective, stuff that you may have just kind of crept up slowly, that you just take it, that's part of your dog, and someone else may say this might need some attention. So that's always a good, it's a good thing maybe twice a year to have your dog have somebody else groom them.
So Mary, it sounds like I can walk up to your store, I can buy dog food,
Mm-hmm.
I can buy snacks,
Yep.
treats, I can buy leashes, I can buy toys.
Yep.
I can bring my dog in after being on those Sherburne Trails, and I can bring my dog back here and you make him a king or a queen when he's or she is done. Is that about
Absolutely.
sums it up?
Yes. And if there are things that you need for your dog that you don't see in the store or you wonder if I carry, give a call. You can call here. You can get the number off the website. It's sniffdawg.com. And if I can get it, then I'll get it.
Very good.
Okay.
Look forward to coming back.
All right, Jim.
Thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.